my gosh. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our team meeting call. We have a really great call for tonight. The next 3 calls are going to be dealing with the basics of Beachbody coaching. So whether or not you've had like your little getting started right call, we're going to get you familiar with the vital behaviors of being a Beachbody coach. And depending on what you want to do with this opportunity, whether or not it's just something fun, you want to get your own product paid for, or you have bigger hopes and aspirations for it, knowing your craft is going to help you not only continue on your journey, but also to help inspire other people along the way that maybe you didn't realize were kind of watching you. So, I mean, the best thing that I can always say to anybody is just, you never know. Like, you never know if there's any inkling, or, you know, the fact that you're on this call or watching this video shows that there's a part of you that values this opportunity and that sees something more with it than just, you know, just paying $40 and being a coach. So without further ado, let me change this to screen share. And yeah, I do have a guest with me. Oh, hi. Okay, just thought I would show her on the video. So I know she's actually here. Oh my God, I got a wet dog nose on me. Okay, screen share. Let's do this. Okay, so, and then let me put this down. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, so the first vital behavior, that is going to be the topic of tonight. Invite, invite, invite. And it is the 14th, right? Tomorrow's tax day, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, I mailed my check today, so I'm in the clear. Okay, so 3 vital behaviors. This is a test, and y'all don't all shout it out all at once. But what's the first vital behavior of being a Beachbody coach? Invite! She wins!
Invite. Okay.
What's the second vital behavior of being a Beachbody coach? Mother, I'm going to listen for your voice.
What?
What's the second vital behavior? You do this very well. This is the behavior that you do without even thinking about. Mother. She's like, I'm muted.
Well, inspire.
Be proof the products work. Be proof
Yeah.
the products work. And then the third and last one is what?
Personal development.
Personal development.
Oh,
Woo! There we go. So yes, that was a test. And if you were like, what the F? If you have no idea what those were, that's what these calls are about. And so it's just getting in that understanding. It's kind of the way I think of it. And this may sound like an off the wall analogy, but like if somebody goes to a hospital with like let's say, this is crazy. Could happen in Florida though. Let's say they go to the hospital and they've got like an axe sticking out of their head, right? Just something. Right? The first thing we see, it's like, oh my God, there's an object sticking out of your head. But when you go to a hospital, they don't go, oh my God, there's that object. Let's get that out. What do they do first? They take your vital signs. They check the bare bone basics before they deal with whatever's going on. Hold on, we're gonna get rid of this dog real quick. I cannot stand her right now. Off you go. Bye, Lucy. Okay, sorry about that. So the same thing with your Beachbody coaching business. It's so easy to get caught up in axes hanging out of your head, or just your own thoughts, or you know, maybe you asked a couple people if they're interested, or just the exterior things that go on with being a coach. But it all stems back to these 3 basic vital behaviors: invite, 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 be proof the products work, and personal development. And though the next couple calls we're going to touch on the other 2, all of them, you can't have one without the other. And if you haven't listened to the National Wake Up Call from this week, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It was amazing. And I just really can't share with you anything in particular from it, other than If you need a place to start, it's the best call that you could listen to right now. It's very short and sweet. If you have an iPhone, which you need to go to the store to fix your podcast. But there's a podcast app on your iPhone, and if you go to search and you go to Team Beachbody and you look up Team Beachbody, that's their podcast, and they put the archives of every national wake-up call on there. But anyways, I won't get too far into that. But definitely all of them stem from each other, because the one that we're going to talk about today is the one that's going to breed the most results. However, if you don't have the other two in play, like if you don't use the Beachbody products, if you don't drink your Shakeology, if you don't do your workouts, then you're going to feel like a big fat phony trying to tell someone else to do something that you're not already doing. And personal development comes into play when you hit those mental roadblocks, when you're not really sure what to do, when you're starting to self-doubt yourself, or you feel icky, then, you know, and you can't invite anymore, then they all tie in together. So let's go into the next one. So behavior number 1, invite. I'm going to start with telling you what it is not. Because every time, if you've ever listened to any like other national wake-up calls, you've heard our CEO, Carl Deichler, talk about invite. Every time they feel like they're like, we should have called it connect. Because when you say invite, that can mean so many different things. And a lot of times people think when we say invite, you know, what it's not spamming people. It's not like just posting on people's walls of like, join my challenge group, or, you know, like if you have like a hobby or interest, posting in there, or, you know, just being a walking advertisement. You know what I mean? It's in a lot of things. This is the number one thing I hear. People say, I'm not a salesperson. I don't like selling. It just doesn't feel right to me. So that's not what inviting's about. It's not about selling. To me, selling is like when you're trying to move a product that you don't truly believe in, then it becomes selling, right? Like a used car salesman that's like, what do I have to get you to walk off this dealership with this car today? You know, like it's not even like that. So it shouldn't feel sleazy. It's not just, and this is a thing that you'll notice if those of you that are friends with other coaches, this is the thing that it's so easy to do is we just want to put up prices. This challenge pack's on sale this month, and here's the price of this challenge pack, and here's my link, and buy it from me. And it's like you're a little like a vending machine for Beachbody products, because the truth of the matter is, though we are not where our CEO envisions our company, because we're still a really small company. I saw some numbers, and forgive me, these are not accurate, but you know, you guys all know of Avon, and Avon's kind of similar to some degree of what we do, multi-level marketing. And they have like over like 1 million something people that are like representatives for Avon, and more than that, more than that. But for Beachbody, we have about 260,000 coaches in the network. And it sounds like a lot, but it's really not that many. But for those of us that are in the fitness world already, I'll tell you the reason why I held myself back for like 5 years is I had this idea that there was like, oh wow, there's all these other coaches. It's totally infiltrated. Like I can't make a difference at all. And so I had never really dived into my own personal development, my training, and really got a clear, concrete why of why I wanted to do this business. So therefore, I just went to what I saw other people do, which were post links and say when things were on sale, and like threw spaghetti at the wall and really hope someone would grab my spaghetti and eat it. Like I didn't know what to do. And so those are the things that I want you to realize, that that's not what inviting is. Inviting should never feel yucky. It should challenge you. It should make you feel uncomfortable. And that's what I'm going to talk about on the other side of this slide. So what inviting is to me. So I already said it's connect. It's saying hello. Like, hello, for those, so we're not all the Tammys of the world. Tammy, if you've ever met, she will talk to anyone and everyone about anything. And, so for someone like me, though, like if I go to the grocery store, dude, I don't say anything to the cashier, though. And then like I have somebody like my husband who I'm like, dude, we've been standing at the cashier line for like 5 minutes. Can we go now? So you've got people that'll identify themselves as naturally outgoing. I like to talk to people. It's not hard for me to talk to people. And then you have the spectrum of people like me who are very like, I'm very reserved. I'm not like outgoing unless I'm like got a microphone attached to my head. But the idea behind this first bullet point for invite is just saying hello to people. If that's something that's already natural for you, tune into that, and just say hello, make new connections. It could be even reconnecting with old friends, old coworkers. Check out your Facebook. Do you talk to everyone that's on your Facebook friends list right now? More times than not, there's a lot of people that you like know of or you used to talk to, but you don't talk to anymore. And so this is an opportunity for you to be able to rekindle some relationships and just kind of find out what's going on people's lives that you haven't talked to in a long time. This is also an opportunity to make some new friends when you're out and about. And I'm not talking like you're going to be BFFs with like the Fred Meyer's cashier, but, like maybe you guys hit it off, and you just never know. Hey, do you have a Facebook? Oh, I'd love to connect with you. I do this a lot at the gym, like on the down low, because, like can't be like selling Beachbody at the gym. But if there's somebody that comes to my class, then heck yeah, I'm like, we talk a little bit, and then I ask them if I could Facebook stalk them. Like, I just make a joke about it because it makes me feel really weird to be like, hey, do you have a Facebook? So I normally just put it in your own personality, If you meet someone out and about and you have to go and they have to go, but you really like them, don't be afraid to ask to connect with them. The worst that they can say is, I don't have a Facebook. And then they're really lying because everybody's got a Facebook. The second bullet point is adding to your network. And specifically, a lot of this I'm going to tell you guys about is going to be aimed towards social media because a lot of us, that's how you're going to be able to reach a lot more people in the long run. And, you may not see like the people that on a daily basis. So adding to your networks is a really great way to invite. And my next slide kind of deals a little bit with more of ideas on how to do that. Sharing your journey. Social media, we're going to have I'm going to make, dude, when Jamie comes here, like me and this girl are going to make so many videos. It's out of control because we are going to do so much social media one-on-one because this is the idea that I think in my head. Let's say you connect with someone and you start talking to them and you just start catching up and they want to see what you've been up to. So they click your Facebook and then here you are sharing funny videos or like you just have a bunch of shit that doesn't make any sense on your Facebook. Like it had nothing pertaining to what you're doing right now, what your journey is. Like it's just no rhyme or reason. And that's how most people use their Facebooks. But you have an opportunity, as I like to think of it, and I talk about it in my next slide, to kind of just share your journey and get people interested because, you're going to be talking to people, but I'll tell you now, I have a lot of people that say they've been watching me for like 2 years. Like, what? Like, it's so weird. But by being open with your journey, people love to know what's going on and they love to be inspired and to keep it real. Y'all can tell me this if this is true or not, but, oh, whoa, hi. Okay, that was weird. Okay. Back to presentation mode. That was really weird. Why did it do that? But the majority of people on social media use it as like their personal diary. And they'll be like, oh, this mother effer, they cut me off in traffic, or I got a ticket today, or Susie Q was saying this about me, or like, like people just like, there's so much negativity. Dude, turn on the like Channel 5 news and watch the news for 20 minutes and just observe how you feel. It's like there's just so much negativity in the world. So by you sharing your journey, it's gonna be that little beacon of light in people's days that, you know, it's not, and it's just like the same thing I say when people come take my class. I don't have people that take my class and like come up to me afterwards and be like, oh my God, Jen, you changed my life. This was the best thing ever. But I know
Hey.
it doesn't happen every class, but you know, it definitely, I know that in my heart and in my soul that like when someone takes my class, I just don't know what they're going through, and that class could have been the turning point for them. So same thing with you posting something that you're like, wow, this kind of makes me want to poop my pants because this is really personal and I feel like I could be judged for this, and it could be that thing that people are just they've needed to hear, you know. So learning about others, that's about connecting and sharing what works. So let's move on to the next slide. How to network. Okay, so and let me just back up and talk about networking, because when I think of the word networking, I think of like dudes in business suits handing out business cards. You know, and networking, simply to just put it, I mean, we're on a social media network. Like, it's just a way to connect with people. And the way that I think of it are in these two categories. So we have our warm market and our cold market. The warm market are people who already maybe trust you. These are close friends. These are family members. I put IRL stands for in real life. So people who know you in real life, people who are your friends and family, your coworkers, just people that you've known over the years. I mean, they may not necessarily trust you because they haven't talked to you in a really long time, but these are people that you knew one way or another, okay? These are like my Tammys of the world, or obviously my mom, or, you know, who else is on this call? Kayla. I knew Kayla in person. So there's a bunch of people that, you know, are in your warm market that, you know, you just haven't made that connection with. Your cold market, because I mean, your warm market, depending how many people you know, can last you for a really long time. And a big thing that I want to recommend, if you haven't done it already, is making a list of people that you would love to help. So the things that like if you can think back to like people that you've talked to that have wanted to lose weight, or they've been unhappy with the way they look, or they've got a big vacation coming up, or they're going to get married, or they got this like big event to get ready for, or just somebody that you know you've watched over the years that is like they try one thing after the next and they maybe lose a little bit of weight and then they gain it all back. You know, like those are like the immediate people that you think of. You know, just make a list of those people, the people that come off the top of your head immediately when you're like, man, I want to run a challenge group. Like, I would love to help these people. And then it becomes a little bit harder once because we can probably think of like 10, maybe 20 names off the top of your head. And then that's when you're going to have to go to like your Facebook or your contacts on your phone and be like, oh, who else could I talk to? Or who else, you know, would I love to help? So that's kind of like the idea of your warm market. Your cold market are people like my Jamies of the world, my Harleys of the world. These are people that I've never met in person, but because of my social media presence, I've been able to connect with these wonderful people. And so social media is very overwhelming. It's super overwhelming because there's like so many avenues. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's YouTube, there's Pinterest, there's Tumblr, there's blogs, there's just so many avenues for you to connect with people. So the thing that I want you to think about are, what are the ones you're most comfortable with right now? And even if you're not comfortable with any of them, which one do you want to be comfortable with? Like, which one's easy for you to get on and do it? And pick a platform and just stick to that, you know, like master one and then move on to the next. I don't want you to create an Instagram and a YouTube account and a Pinterest account and do all, you know, get your head over water. You know, I want you to just, if you're sticking to Facebook for right now, stick to Facebook. And this is a way, so like to open up your cold market or to meet new people that you've never met before, you know, think of common interests. Think of things that you're interested in yourself. Like think of your hobbies, or things that you need advice or help on. Like for me, I'm moving to California. I'm moving away. I've never moved this far away before, so I can ask for advice on my social media platforms of, or find groups of, I'm sure I was trying to look today of groups in like Los Angeles of fitness instructors, and just start connecting a new, I'm on a dog Facebook group. So, if you guys have dogs, what else did I write down? You could go to like pages for your favorite TV show, movies, music artists. I mean, just think of the things that you're interested in, and I'm pretty sure there's either a group for it or there's either a like page. And you can start interacting on that. And because it's something you like, it's not weird, right? Like you're interested in it, or maybe you want advice on something. Maybe you want to know more about a certain diet or, whatever it is, just kind of think outside the box. And then have that opportunity to, just engage and interact. And it doesn't have to be an all-day thing. If you're like, okay, for the next 10 minutes, I like Game of Thrones or I like Sons of Anarchy. I'm looking at Jasmine. Like go to that fan page and, and look at what some people are saying and that, like comment on it or comment because, on like pages, you can comment on someone's comment, and so they can see it and they'll get a notification, and that's a way you can open up some doors. I'm not saying comment on their comment and be like, hey, yo, you want to do the 21-day fix? You ever heard of Shakeology, dog? Like, just keep it light. Have a common interest point. And so if you're on Instagram, for my ladies on Instagram, look up a hashtag. Look up at a hashtag and either it's anything. And I don't know what has happened with Team Set It Off, but y'all like makeup. Majority of you like makeup. We all like.
Tammy.
One of us works at Sephora. I'm just saying, so if you like, if you want to learn how to do a cool hairstyle, maybe you want to meet people that are in your area that you don't already know. Maybe you want to connect with people that go to 24-hour fitness. Maybe, for me, like, I'll just give you an example to give you ideas. Like, I want to know people that live in Los Angeles. I really like tattoos, so I use this hashtag called Girls with Tattoos because, I don't know, it's weird. I like people that have dachshunds, so I search, like, dachshund, like, hashtags. So just, you can get creative and then find someone on there and then just, and I didn't put this on the slide, but I'll just tell you right now. And if you have notes or anything like that, maybe I'll put this in the Facebook group. But here's the golden rule for Instagram that Chalene Johnson talks about. It's the 5-3-1 rule. 5-3-1. So like you looking on your hashtags, you find someone's picture, you're like, click their profile. Hopefully it's not private. And when I'm on Instagram, see, I'll show you while I do this too, Jasmine. So like if I'm on Instagram and I find, like if I go here and I just click this person's thing and I go to their main profile page, on their main profile page, there's a button that looks like horizontal lines so that I can see all their posts like with just scrolling up and down. And so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I like their 5 most recent photos, and then on 3 of their photos that I liked, I'm gonna leave a comment. So this one's a missing cat. I'm gonna go, I hope this cat is found. Or wait, I hope someone comes forward. And I'm going to leave a picture of a cat. Okay. And then she's got a picture of her on the pool. So I'm going to go, oh man, that looks so nice. And then I'm going to put an emoticon, because emoticons or emoticons, or what is emojis? Emojis the best thing ever. That's all I gotta say. Try text messaging my mom sometime. She gives you like 20 emojis in a row. And then and then she has a picture of Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
Oh man. I go, oh man, I used to love that game. And then I'm gonna put an emoji of a gun. Duck Hunt? Nobody remembers Duck Hunt? What was that?
I remember that. The Nintendo.
Okay.
OG Nintendo.
Okay, so the idea is that,
What was the one?
What was that?
What was the one?
So I'm going to tell you what the one is. So I liked 5 of her photos. I left comments on 3. Okay, so if any of you that have Instagram right now, if you opened up your Instagram and all of a sudden you saw 5 hearts and 3 little comment boxes, you'd be like, a word? And go on there, and then you see my pretty face with my flex muscle, and I've liked 5 of your photos and 3 of your comments. Are you going to be kind of intrigued who I am?
Then they're going to go on.
Yeah, they're going to go onto my Instagram, and the one is because what was that quote from Anchorman? 9 times out of 10, it always works, or no, 80% of the time, it works 100% of the time. I don't know. I haven't watched that movie in so long. But the essential thing is that I've blown up their Instagram feed, and so they're going to look at me. If they don't think I'm a freaking creepo, then they're probably going to follow me, and that's what the one's for.
Oh.
Ta-da! Okay. So we've talked about warm market. We've talked about cold market. Now, let's say, okay, Jen, great. I have somebody that I really like, and I want to talk to them. What do I say? How do I go about this? And I want you to think of this like dating. Okay, so you're on a first date. And so on a first date, do you normally, unless like you guys are really into each other, the first date isn't like, so where do you want to get married? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Do you think I look fat? How many kids would you want to have? Do you want to go ring shopping after this? You know, my favorite ring, okay, I would want a ring that costs at least $5,000, but not more than 10. Okay? Like that's laying it on thick. Most people, unless they're like tripping over you and they like want to marry you from the get-go, most people, that's not how a first date goes, and that's not how your first conversation with someone should go. And when I say stuff like that, I mean like, hey, would you want to join my 21-day fixed challenge group? It's on sale for $140, so you can only get it for $10, and Shakeology is only $130. What do you say? Do you want to do it? There's going to be like 5 other ladies doing it too. Do you think you would like it? Would you want to lose 10 to 15 pounds? Right? Like, you will be like, delete. So this is how you start a combo, and it's going to go in sections. And so if you want to think of this as like your first date, your second date, your third date.
Second date.
No! We're going to go all the way. So this is how you start a combo. Number 1, if you're like, because I'm not going to lie, and most of you will agree. Oh God, the devil's trying to get in. I call Lucy the devil. Anyways, Lucifer the dachshund. So when you're messaging someone for the first time, it feels a little weird, right? You're like, you don't want to be like, what was his name? Joey from Friends. Like, how you doing? How you doing? Right? Like, that's the worst question you can ask someone, right? You're like, hey, how's it going? And they're going to be like, good. How are you? Right? You're like, shit. What do I say next?
Great. Just living life.
So I'm going to give you a simple formula, and you can see this. Oh, come on, Nick. Okay, sorry. He let the dog in. Who let the dogs out?
Let the dogs.
Okay, so the first one is compliment, comment, and question. So, like, check out their Facebook, check out their Instagram, whether you're commenting on an Instagram post, whether you're commenting on a Facebook post, whether you're sending them a private message. I always highly recommend on Facebook, send a private message. Even if they post something really interesting, maybe like it on there, but then send them a private message and be like, oh, hey, Susie Q, I really love that picture of you at the dog park today. You know, oh man, I've been really looking for a good dog park to take my dog. You know, what's your favorite place to take your dogs? Just something very subtle to like what you're like complimenting them on. You know, maybe you really like their eyebrows. And so you go, oh, hey, I love.
Your eyebrows on fleek.
Yeah, your eyebrows are on fleek. And to those that don't know what on fleek means, it means they be looking.
I know, on point.
Yeah. She's so hip.
You said I didn't know, right?
Oh my gosh, so good. I had a huge like conversation with someone about that. Anyways, so you could be like, oh man, girl, your makeup is looking so good. Like I'm having a really hard time finding like a really good brand for my eyebrows. Like, what do you recommend? And so it's just something so simple. Like it's just so simple, right? And so they'll answer you back, or they might not see it, and don't take offense. If someone doesn't message you back on Facebook, when you sent them a private message, or even on Instagram, do not take it personally. Don't take it personally. They've got a life going on. They may not have seen it. You know, they don't think you're weird. They don't like, and this is the thing that we're going to talk about with the other vital behaviors. But if you're like, okay, like let's say you're like, all right, I'm going to talk to 2 new people today. And then you have that self-doubt of like, oh man, I feel like I have alternative motives because I said hello to this person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't go into it thinking like, all right, I've got to get a success club point from this person. Like, just be interested. Then that's why being genuine and knowing what your hobbies and interests are and having something in common with that person, you can just talk to them like a person, you know, and find out something new. And so that way, you know, you guys are talking, they'll answer your question. Ask more questions. This is something I want you to remember, and this is the key to life. Be interested, don't be interesting. I'll say that again. Be interested, don't be interesting. Because people don't remember the things that you say. They remember how you make them feel. And so if you are just like, either in person or on Facebook, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to be like, that person's cool, not. Like, I don't want to talk to that person. And we've all met that person where you're like, oh, my God, this person won't even stop talking for, like, 2 seconds. I can't even say anything. And then it's always those people that talk your ear off that are like, you're such a good conversationalist. Like, I feel so connected to you. And you're like, I've only said, like, 2 words. Like, okay, like, all right. So it just goes to show you, you know, and just keep with that formula. If you're like not sure what to ask, I mean, dude, if you need some help asking questions, just post in our team page. But I did this really great training from Shalene Johnson, the Confidence Club. Nick calls it #social butterfly project. But if she gives you ideas and ways to start conversations, because I mean, for me, okay, like just think of yourself. If we went to a party, what kind of person are you? Do you talk to different people when you're at a social gathering, or do you kind of just like stay with the people that you know and you just talk to them, or either you like wait for someone to talk to you? So just kind of make a mental note of the type of person you are. Because for me, I'm the one that talks to people I know, or I just hang by myself. Someone like Jasmine Social Butterfly is going to be like, what up? And like, you know, you should have seen it when she came over to my house on Friday. It was like we were all just kind of sitting there, and then all of a sudden the party got started when she finally arrived. So she's like Kesha, like that one song. But so ask questions, and then, you know, just general questions. And oh, I forgot to put this on there. But when I say form someone, what does that mean? What's that acronym mean?
Family, occupation, relationship, and then your message.
Close. So family, occupations, recreation. Like, yeah, hobbies, interests, stuff like that. And then your message. Hey. So this is when you get to your message, and so you start asking more like personal questions. you know, like after you get to know, like, okay, do they have a family? Are they married? Do they have any kids? What kind of job do they have? Do they like their job? What do they do in their job? What does it really like? Because, you know, people will tell you their occupation and then you'll be like, oh, okay. Like you'll have an idea in your head, or maybe you'll be like, I don't know what the F that even means. You know, ask them about it. People love to talk about themselves, you know, like, oh, what's a typical day look like? And then, you know, and so you get to know about their family, their occupation, you know, what do you like to do for fun? What are some of your hobbies? Like, do you have a vacation plan? Like, you know, and just getting idea of that. And then when you get, because like once you get into the recreation, you can start talking about, well, hey, are you active? Like, you know, what are your health and fitness goals? Like, at this point, you guys have been talking for a little while. So you're basically like, you've got the door and you're like trying to, like, you're just cracking that door open and seeing if there's an opening, or if it's not quite there yet, right? Like if you can walk through that door, or if it's just, it's not the right time yet. And so that way you get to message, or this one in the steps that I put, have you ever considered? You know, and so that can mean so many different things. So like, let's say you're talking to someone and then they do tell you like, man, yeah, I'm trying to get more active, but you know, summer's coming up, y'all. We are in prime time. We are in prime time. People are looking for us right now. People are thinking about it. Like my boss that I've been working for like 3 years almost, and they've all known what I've done for a while. She just bought a challenge pack for me tonight. And it's because, like, I mean, I've been more open with Beachbody, but it's because, dude, it's summer almost. I mean, look outside, y'all. If you live in the Pacific Northwest, it's still light outside. You know, like, summer is about to be here, and ain't nobody want to wear a turtleneck or, like, 3 tank tops, or, you know, like, people just want to have a good time. They got vacations coming up. So
I've already had to be on the beach all day.
So when you open up that conversation and you don't make it a super, because you've already talked to them, this won't be icky. And if you feel like it's icky, if you feel kind of weird, just know, get over it. Okay, get over it, because it's not going to be weird. Okay, like somebody like Jasmine, somebody like my mom, somebody like that I've known for a while. You know, I don't feel weird when I recommend stuff. Like when you find a good restaurant, when you find a really good product that you really love, like, don't you tell people about that? If you watch a good movie or you watch a good TV show, this is no different. This is no different. And so just opening up that door and being like, well, you know, like, I know, like, hey, I know that you had kind of mentioned about like the vacation coming up and you wanted to like lose a little bit of weight for it. And, you know, I host monthly like accountability groups online. You know, have you ever considered doing something like that? Well, wow, that doesn't sound so weird, right? Now you open up the door, and if they say yes, if they say no, then you kind of know where to go. Or maybe they don't even respond. And then, you know, give it a couple days and then just, you know, restart the conversation and be like, hey, how's it going? You know, like, I've been thinking about you. Did you get my last message? And if they really don't respond after that, then like, whatever, let it go. Let it go. It's not, yeah, it's not a reflection on you, you know, then just change the conversation back to just regular conversation and check in with them, you know, like once a month or something like that. Or unless you really like them, then you can continue talking to them. Okay, so then so here's the next step. So you start a combo. Let's say you get all the way to level 4, or AKA, do you want to be exclusive? Would you want to go out with me? Have you ever considered? You know, here's the two areas. If they say no, a no never means no. And I can't see her right now, and I think she's still on the call. I can't tell. But Kayla was one of my no's. Kayla was one of my no's back in September, but I kept her on my list. Yeah. And so when we did this test group in February, so September, we're October, November, December, January, February. 5 months later, because I was thinking, I was like, man, who could I invite? Who could I follow up with? And I was like, oh, Kayla. Kayla really wanted to do it, but she was trying to move out, and she, you know, it just wasn't a good time. Let me just see if she would be interested again. And so I restarted a conversation with her and then asked her, like, hey, I'm running this group. Would you be interested? and got on the phone with her, and bam, look, she's here on the call with us today. So
I totally like ignored you. A couple of your messages, I was like, oh my goodness, Jen, like again. Because it just wasn't the right time for me, like honestly. So no hard.
And so that, you know, and just understanding that, you know, like, and not taking it personally, because I understand, like, you know, it just sometimes it doesn't work out. But now I'm so thankful that she waited this long, because look at how much you're killing it. Like, you wouldn't have done the same progress like 5 months ago, you know? So it was worth the wait for sure. So what I do with people like that is you just go, no, not right now. And you put them on a list, and then just check in with them, you know, every couple months and see if they're ready or not. I've got another girl from Lulu right now that's been on my no, not right now list for like 6 months. I swear to God, I'm going to get her soon. She texts me and is like, what's your group about? And I'm like, oh, just join it. Anyways.
And then you know what it is.
So if they do say yes, then you're going to go to your 5-step invitation process. And if y'all, okay, I'm about to exit out of this real quick. You're still on screen share. I'm about to show you something real quick on our group that maybe you don't know. I don't know why I'm going to another tab for Facebook. Can you guys see my Facebook right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So if you go to our Facebook group and you click on files, we've got a few files in there. And here's the invitation guide. And you can click on this guide. And I already said this is gold. But if you click it, it'll pull open this file. And this thing is thebomb.com. I'm just telling you right now. And for some of you that are coaches with me and you start reading this, you're going to get tripped out because you're going to be like, oh, wait, that's what Jen did to me. It's supposed to be, this is the thing. It's like, I don't want to reinvent the wheel, and I don't want you either. I want this to be something that you enjoy to do and that you can teach other people to do as well. So for me, I didn't do anything crazy. You go through an interview process. It tells you how to bridge the steps. If I would you, send videos, all this stuff. So I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but definitely check this out. I will tell you, I did tweak this a little bit for myself if I know what particular program I'm doing. Like for those of you that did the test group with me, I didn't send you the have you ever felt like this video. I sent you the 21-day fix video. And then when I got on the phone with you, then I asked you more about it. So yeah, and then it tells you even like when like you seal the deal and everything like that, I go through this entire script. Like I say it verbatim, and then I put in my own little extra fluff of like things that I know that I'm going to offer. Okay? So we're almost done here. We're almost done. God, I can talk, I swear. Okay. So last slide of the day. Attraction marketing. So this is the thing I'm going to tell you. In order to do things with this opportunity and to truly pay it forward, people are not going to come to you. When people come to you, it's like, dude, they've like been like playing around in their head for a very, very, very long time. Sometimes you just want to cut it in half where you're not having someone be like, yeah, I've been watching you for 2 years. You're like, why have you been watching me for 2 years? Like, why didn't you just say something from the beginning? So you're going to be that person that you may find somebody that has been waiting for someone to just care, to just listen, to ask if this is something that they're interested in. So, but a way that you can give yourself credibility is attraction marketing. And attraction marketing is just, it sounds kind of official, but it's really not. Like using social media as the billboard to your life. So like if I were to go on each of your Facebooks, and I might even just do this, is to just go on your Facebook, and if I look at your last 5 posts, can I get an idea of who you are? Can I get an idea of what you're all about? Like, what do you represent? So getting that idea, and like on your Instagram, if I were to go to your profile, it should feel like a magazine. So if you have 5 pictures in a row of a sunset, we about to have a talk. And then identify 5 areas of your life you want to share. Like maybe you're really good at meal prep. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you're you're a grandma. Maybe you are on vacation. Maybe you travel. Maybe like what's your things that you like that are like about you? Maybe you like shopping. Maybe you like makeup. Maybe you like just you like sports. You like whatever it is. Like things that you can connect with people with. Maybe you're a big like movies person and you love movies. Like, just think about these things. Health and fitness is only one area of your life. And if you were on Camilla's call last week with us, she said that she's like, people, they're like, okay, lady, we know
you went to
yeah, like, we know you work out. We know you work out. This is something with me and my mama. People just look at my mama and they think she's just walking abs and that's all she does. And I will tell you right now, that's like there's more to mom than just her abs. I mean, that's the majority of it. No, I'm kidding. But, like mom has dogs. Mom's married for almost 30 years. Mom likes to watch TV. Mom likes watching movies. Like mom likes shopping. Like there's so many more aspects to yourself than just health and fitness. And for me, I mean, this is something I got to practice what I preach too, because all of my stuff is so like interconnected with fitness because I'm an instructor, I'm a master trainer, and I do this. So, but health and fitness should only be like, okay, if you want to know the 80-20 rule, maybe you guys have heard of that, like how 80% of your results are your diet and 20% is your workouts, ting, 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 or 80% is you as a person, then 20% is going to be like what you do with Beachbody, like your fitness and all this stuff. Thinking about stuff where you can add value. What's something you know how to do and other people always ask you for help? Or like things that you figured out. Or maybe you like listen to your personal development, you have an aha moment, you want to share that with people. Just really having your life through a coach lens. Like maybe like, for example, Tammy's out in Florida right now. And so she's hanging out with her family. She's on the beach. Like this is such an amazing opportunity for her to like have such a bunch of stuff in her back pocket of pictures on the beach of her family, of, like her hanging out with the grandkids and just different things that give people a glimpse into your life, like that let them know a little bit more about you. And for other people, this is the thing that I find like that when most coaches, when you're going through a tough time, when you're just not feeling it, when you're lacking on your own, being proof the product works, or maybe life just throws 1,000 things in your face and you had no control over it. The thing that I always tell myself, and the thing that I want you to know is that look at that bottom bullet point. It says your struggle equals strength. Your struggle is your strength, and your mess is your message. And for those of you that are like, I ain't got anything going on right now, there's nothing bad, that's okay. But just remember, that's life. There's going to be times where it's going to be hard. You're going to have to deal with things either circumstantially or mentally or physically. And when most people back off and they just kind of like bust away from social media, that is your chance to inspire other people, because we don't like perfection. Y'all that can talk right now, do you guys like perfection?
No.
Okay, thank you. One person. No. And I will tell you, and that's why I never bit the bullet on this opportunity, is because I thought I had to be perfect. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. And I feel like such a douchebag every time I start sharing my past, I start sharing my insecurities. It's stuff that I don't want people to know about me. I don't want them to know about my past because I'm super embarrassed over it. But knowing that someone, because, our chapter 20 is someone's chapter 1.
Yes.
And so you just never know who is watching you, who's listening to you, and the things that you've overcame over the years. And I'm telling you, it doesn't have to even do with Beachbody. It doesn't even have to do with your health and fitness. Things that you can share and be like, you know what, I had this happen, and this is how I overcame it. Or maybe you haven't overcame it yet. Maybe you're going through a lot of shit and you don't know how to really put a positive spin on it. Well, that's why I have that's why I have my eyes through a coach lens. is that like when I want to eat bad, when I feel really depressed, when I have PMS, when I like, oh my God, I feel like such a hot mess, y'all. Like I'm like such a hot mess all the time. But I think of the things that I'm having a really hard time with, and then I think of like, okay, how can I put this a positive spin into the world and start making myself believe that I can get through this? Because, you know, a few calls ago, we had the success mindset. And if you listen to the National Wake Up Call, hint, hint, another plug, you know, your mindset is everything, you know, and if you're telling yourself, you know, it's okay. Like I can take a rest day. I don't have to eat good. You know, I'm having a really hard time. I deserve this. You know, you just start making all these excuses. Those small choices compound over time. And then, you know, it's just like, oh my God, I want to pull my freaking hair out. When people get mad that in 1 week they haven't lost their 15 pounds. And it's like, y'all, you didn't wake up one day and you were 15 pounds heavier. Just like the same thing, being a positive person, you don't wake up the next day. Just because you think positive thoughts for one day doesn't mean like, yay, I'm gonna wake up and I've got $1 million in my bank account. Like it doesn't work that way. You know, you don't just wish a Lamborghini and look outside and there it is. Like you have to make a choice. And so that's what attraction marketing is just giving people a glimpse into your life and just letting them know a little bit about your personality and who you are. And then as you're inviting and talking to people and just connecting, then they're going to be able to see what you have to offer. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to take us back to the regular screen. Oh, did I have an action plan? I forgot I had one more thing. So action plan. So I told you all this information, but it does nobody any good if you don't do anything with it. So set a plan. I mean, we are, it's almost halfway through the month. So we can still hit Success Club. And y'all, you know, the Success Club prize from Beachbody is a Chalene Johnson bobblehead. So if you want a bobblehead of Chalene Johnson, you only have to help 3 people. And also, if you want to pay for your own Shakeology, you only have to help 3 people. So so set a plan and, you know, get together with your upline or, you know, or just post in our team page if you want to get really bold and brazen and be like, what is Success Club? I want to hit it. I want a Chalene Johnson bobblehead, you know, and then we can cultivate a plan. But at the very least, all I can say is connect with 2 people a day. That's it. Start a conversation. Compliment, comment, and ask a question to 2 people a day. That's like what, 14 people in a week? Do I still know how to do math? I would hope so. I pay people, but that's like, you know, that's 2 new people a day. It's totally harmless. You know, use your little notebook. I have a notebook. If you haven't watched the call with Camilla, she talks about how she does her tracking. But just, you know, it doesn't have to be super built up. Just be like, okay, set a page and be like, and put this week and just be like, here are the people that I talked to this week. And just let the conversations happen organically. Give yourself like 20 minutes that you're just going to follow up with these people really quick. And then it's done. And then just having the courage to invite people into your challenge groups. Have you ever considered, you know, and just kind of taking it from there. And then also inviting people to be coaches. If Jamie's still on this call, hold on, I'm about to change this back to all people share right now. Where are you, Jamie? There you are. You still on my freaking whiteboard to get you to, I want you diamond before you come to Washington. And all it is just being open with the opportunity. You guys, I'll be on, like, I've added 10 coaches to my team this year because I got over myself and I just asked. What's the worst that's going to happen if you asked? I asked Kayla.
Affordable by me.
I got to a point and I was like, have you ever considered being a coach? Like, girl, you like Shakeology. Would you want a discount? You know, what she could have said, hell no. And then that would have been it, you know? Like, same with Jasmine. I was like super scared to ask her to join my challenge group, but I did it anyways. So feel the fear and do it anyways. As long as you know you're coming from a good place, it will never be skeezy. It will never be salesy. You just got to work on your technique. And so if y'all need like any help with that, Jamie's really good at that. There's also a really great resource called GoPro. And if you guys don't have an Audible account, I highly recommend it. It's like $16 a month or something like that, and you get a book a month. But GoPro is a very quick read, and it'll give you ideas on how to not sound like a crazy person when you're inviting. So
and we're having an opportunity call tomorrow. So
yay!
I know Ayana knows. She already invited somebody, but Kristen, if you're still on here, you know somebody who is interested, invite them.
You got Yanni to go on the call? You're going to try to get her to become a coach, Jamie?
I don't know if she's gonna be. Did I say Yanni? Because I meant Ayana, but
Oh, okay.
But I did invite Yanni.
Oh my God, you guys, I love her. If you guys are in that new group, she doesn't know how to take a selfie. She takes it like this close to her face.
Hey. I take that personal.
Tammy selfie.
I'm just excited that she joined.
My arm's not long enough.
She was a no too, so I completely feel you on that. She was a no, like probably around the same time that Kayla was your no. So
yeah. So and I'm about to ask a couple more girls from my group to become coaches because they really like Shakeology. When people like Shakeology, I'm like, yo, we need to save you some money. And even $15 is $15. I don't know what you've got to say about that, but money is money, right? So, and then it gives them an opportunity to take their journey to the next step and get another program. And this is something me and Jamie's got to work on. I was like, never sign a coach without a challenge pack. I'd rather wait for you than you sign up without a challenge pack because, it's such an important staple. And they get their coach weave. They get their coach weave. Sorry, we went out to Taco Tuesday. They get their coach fee waived.
They just got to do it in the right order.
Yeah. Even if they don't do it in the right order, then you can get on Coach Chat. I know Tammy signed up for another challenge pack and was like, "Oh no, I wanted to be a coach." And
well, it's like I thought it would give me the option, but it was like I had to do the coach thing and then get the challenge package.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that's the thing. And even Kelly's not on this call, but Kelly asked me that straight up. And this was back in January when I wasn't very confident. And she was like, well, do I have to buy a challenge pack? And I was like, yeah, you do. I was like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You've got to buy a challenge pack. So yeah. Okay. All right. I've talked for like a really long time. Any questions or anything going on? Any thoughts, any comments?
Hi, Jasmine.
I kind of have a question.
Yeah.
So I get the 531 for the Instagram, like that makes sense. But does the same thing apply to Facebook?
No, not that same rule.
Yeah.
But you should though still like interact with people on Facebook because it's gonna help with the algorithms. It's gonna help them see your posts.
Right,
So
I know we talked about that.
Yeah.
I got that part. I was just curious if if that rule would work, but okay.
Yeah. And the idea too is like, like cold market, if like you go on a like page and let's say you start talking with someone, and you guys are hitting it off a little bit, like then it's okay, like then add them. But like, have you guys seen people pop up in your friends ad list and you're like, who are you?
Yes.
How do you know you? So that's when it becomes a little bit like if you're like adding like 5 new people a day, then that's when it becomes spammy and then you get like you go in Facebook jail. But if you're in a group, if like you're in a group with common interests or you talk to someone on a like page and then you send them a friend request, then they're like, oh, okay, I know this person. So that's how you can like expand your Facebook friends list. But I'm just guessing that you probably have a bunch of people on Facebook that you haven't talked to in a long time, And so, yeah. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, that answered the question perfectly. I just was curious if that worked for that. But yeah, I've been trying to reach out to people on my Facebook.
There you go.
And I liked your video.
Thank you. Yeah, see, I'm taking lessons.
You know, and that's the thing. I don't know if it's still true today, but like a few months ago, I guess there was a Chalene Johnson training saying how Facebook loves video. They love video, especially organic video, aka meaning that you don't post a link from like YouTube. Like if you actually upload it onto Facebook from like your phone or your laptop, it's going to get more traction. They want people to see your video. And then if you guys haven't noticed, if you posted a video, you can see how many views it has underneath it now. So, all right. Anything else?
No.
You dog lovers are funny.
Hold my dog. She's like crying right now. So
I know. Spark is like, what is it? No,
is
it's
this like having
from.
a baby, you guys? Is this kind of?
I have one and I want to get rid of it.
Better than
I have one and it's not mine, and it got up at 1 something last night. 1 something and 2 something.
Oh my god.
I'm too old for that.
Oh, come on, Tammy.
I was tired this morning.
All right, guys. All right. If there's no questions, then thank you for hopping on the call. I'm going to follow up. Oh my God, he looks crazy. Heck, dog. Ridiculous. I'm going to follow up with a post on Facebook because I want to know your guys' game plan. And I've got a very unique idea that I'm going to try. Just going to try it out. So if y'all want to hit Success Club month or Success Club this month, let me know, and I'm going to make a special group. And you're going to kind of want to get out of that group. I'm just going to say that. So anyway.
Yeah. Guess what though? I got those two people I told you I was going to send them in a video. Guess what? Your mom deleted their thing. I got accidentally I deleted both of them. I'm like, oh my God. Oh. I know. I didn't wrote down other second one, so I was like, it was my iPhone. I know that's me. I was like, oh shoot. I guess I have to wait until see me in my class next week. It's like, oh no. I told them I'm gonna send them video. I was like,
here's the video delete.
Totally delete it. I'm like, oh, and I cannot connect with them except for I have to wait until like Thursday night class. I'm like, oh good Lord. I know.
It happens.
I know. It's like, what did I just done? I'm like, oh, freaked out. Yeah, that happens. Just leave it to me.
Leave it to mom.
So say that again. You said like you're gonna do what, Jen?
Huh?
You said if we want to make Success Club this month, what now?
I'm gonna just tell me you want to make it. I'm gonna do a post. You tell me how many points you want to hit, and then I'm gonna make a group. And we're gonna try something interesting and new and kind of fun and funny.
Like
This month?
This
for
month.
us or a group for challengers or
For us. Just for us. Just for
all right, I
us.
was just, you know me, I'm a planner, so I'm like, wait a minute.
Hi, babe. She's like half asleep. No, what is this plan? You gotta tell me everything right now.
Okay.
All right, later. I think Jamie need to go to night.
Okay, guys. So yeah, I'll do a post. Let me know if you want to hit Success Club, and we're gonna do something fun. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Bye. Bye, Tammy. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.